told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
Cancel that bitch. I'll buy it. You're incapable of running this shit. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Leave me. You know, man. Get the fuck out.
Cause y'all got false narratives out there, and y'all should be ashamed of y'allself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power.
And I know she the law, and she know I'm the ball, and she know I get above the law, and she know I'm raw, she know I'm from the. You going to jail? You going to jail?
All good, man? I'm great. All right, just making sure. You're an officer too? Yeah. No, I'm just making just security? I'm our guy. Okay, I just gotta make sure, man. All right. I'm our guy.
And we don't put out the good things that is happening. But you guys got to connect the dots. D-O-T-T-S. What? Dots.
I am Tiffany A. Henyard of Dalton, Illinois.
This video will look at how to pronounce Chicago and Illinois.
Illinois.
Communication. COMMUNICATINOS. So stop with the grandstand. For the 18th time, you guys got to learn to get out your feelings because you guys want to be petty.
I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you. I'ma tell you. You heard what I said? Because I'ma tell you. You're not gonna tell me. I'ma tell you.
Lay me at the throne, lay me there. I want to gaze upon your glory.
Look at your neighbor and say he's a meat stretcher. He'll stretch your meat. What? Hallelujah. I beg your pardon. Look at your neighbor and say he's a meat stretcher. He'll stretch your meat. Hallelujah. Have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelmed? Have you ever been swallowed up?
My man. See my man.
Testing. A 1 2, a 1 2. Happy Saturday morning. And if it's your birthday, happy birthday, besties. Okay, Okay, I hear me, but do y'all hear me is what the question is. Happy Saturday, y'all. It is 10 a.m. on a Saturday. I'm not going to be here all day. We not going to be here all day, okay? Because you know I got to get the Dollar General, child. Y'all already know what a TI is. And actually, it's not cold today. I've already been out. It seems like it's going to be a nice day. It looked like it might rain. Shout out to whichever coast I'm on, the East Coast, the right coast, the left coast, whatever y'all want to call it, all right? Hopefully it's not raining where you are, but we shall see. It should be a beautiful day. Shout out to everybody who is here. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, because, child, you know what's going to happen today, child. We got to talk to Mr. and Mrs. Paul, all right? They are here. They are ready to talk about what happened at the latest Ish show. Don't be judging me. I judge around here, Javon, okay? Yes, I go to Dollar General every Saturday with my $5 coupon off. And if you don't know, they have more coupons depending on what it is that you're buying. Because, child, a penny saved is a penny earned. Or is it a penny earned is a penny saved? Child, you know what I'm saying, all right? Is all I'm saying, okay? Yeah, I be cheap on some things and not so much on other things, all right? Anyway, you got me all off track, all right? So we still talking about the latest Ish show. You know, there was 2 Ish shows in the last the previous 7 days, child. 2. I can't take it. I just can't take it, child. But we gonna get through. Yo, I believe that, which we can ask, that since the first Monday is Labor Day for September, I believe they're gonna push it to Tuesday. So plan on Tuesday for the next Ish show for the Dalton trustee meeting, and we're going to drink. So make sure you have your favorite drink, a shot, a sip, some wine, whatever, okay? Because whenever we decide that it's going to be time to take a drink, be ready. We're going to be drunk. So if you need to take Wednesday off, then take it the hell off. Just make sure that you plan on spending time. All right. So we'll see if anything changes. Y'all let me know what you think. Anyway, shout out to everybody who's here. I see Mama Gemini, you here on time. I see one of my troll extraordinaires is up in here. Shout out to you, Dr. G. I saw that. Like, share, and unsubscribe. You ain't Ish. Okay. You ain't Ish. Let me see. Shout out to One True Emperor, always here. I see you. Main Thomas, I see you. I appreciate you. Sank Fan, I see you. I appreciate you. Shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate you. All my regulars. Shout out for early Saturday morning. We're going to live stream tomorrow also. I don't know what we're going to do, y'all, because crime is down. I think we need to get back to the crime is down. We still need to see what went on with those daggone speeches at the DNC. Not that I give one damn, because I saw DL Hughley. If you didn't see that video, make sure you watch it. I guess we gotta cover Kamala and Tim Tom, child. I don't know. I don't care. I really am tired of it. If you ain't sitting down answering questions at this point, I don't give one damn what you out here ranting about at a rally or anything like that. But that's just me. Y'all do what you got to do. Okay. You know, I'm not here regardless of what they say. I don't be telling nobody how to do nothing. But child, your decisions is all yours. All right. That's all I be saying. Okay. Shout out to the legend in the building. I see you, hon. I appreciate you. I actually, think there was someone that I got to check out, buy me a coffee. Shout out to everybody that supports the channel. I think I responded, but I wanted to acknowledge you. So thank you all so much for all of your support. I appreciate you. All right. So we about to get into it. And yes, we're going to watch this video again because we want to get the opinions of Mr. and Mrs. on where they were. They were there. So that makes it even better than us just, you know, we just think we know what's going on. They actually know what's going on. So let me make sure we gonna bring them on up, child. Let's bring them on up, child. Mr. and Mrs. Roberts. Everyone say hello and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to you both. I thank you so much for taking time off of your Dollar General Saturday to come over here and talk to us about, again, another Ish show, no shade, with what's going on over there in Thornton Township. How are you all this morning?
Wonderful. We're doing well.
Good. So everybody knows we've watched that video twice already. We have to do the regular show, the aftermath show, and now we're going to do some highlights with you all. But to get your opinion overall from the beginning, what did you think of this particular event on this past what was it, Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Because it was a little bit different. So what were your thoughts on what happened this time?
Oh my goodness. I thought it was epic. The people came together. The trustees was, with the exception of one, was on one accord. Those who gave their comments, we were on one accord for the most part. And it was like, okay, God, you're finally, you're hearing us, and business is being taken care of. So it was epic for me.
It was way too long. You noticed it started an hour late. Tiffany was trying to hold it upstairs, and it took a while to convince the clerk to come downstairs. They had a quorum right on time. One trustee showed up late. At least she didn't leave early like she did last week. But yeah, Tiffany prolonged things with her grandstanding. We could have taken care of business in half the time.
Yeah, the little girl showed herself, the baby.
Yep.
Who? Justice was there?
No. No, Justice is more eloquent.
Oh, you mean Tiff? Okay, big Tiff. Okay, I was like, did she brought that baby to this daggone thing? Okay, my bad. So we saw the letter about her sending out a message to her people to say come early. And we think that was so that she could have her supporters there to fill up that small room and then to keep everyone out. What's your thought on that?
That's exactly what happened.
Except she didn't get very many supporters. They don't like going to meetings. They do show up for big bingo, but the small room upstairs was mostly filled with her administration and her employees.
And some of the seniors, which was sad because she eventually had to come down regardless. And the seniors that she had in the room had to sit way in the back of the room because,
right, even Keith Price had to sit in the back row.
Good. Heavy D's bigger, younger brother. We sick of him too. Okay. But we sick of a lot more people than maybe you all are. So I'm going to go ahead and toss that out there. I know you need the support. We don't live there. So we're on the outside looking in, but I think her name is Darlene. I think that's her name. That's the trustee that tries to leave. Like, girl, why do you have this job if you always leaving? And then every time they asked her, to me, every time they asked for the vote, it seemed like she didn't know what she was voting for. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, she reminded me of Dianne Feinstein during her last months in the Senate.
Oh, wow.
I feel like she should be charged with, along with all the other charges that, things that she's going to be charged for. I think as far as Darlene Gray, she needs to be charged with elderly abuse because she's forcing this woman to be a rubber stamp, or Darlene Gray is allowing her to persuade her to be a rubber stamp vote for whatever reasons. And I think that, she should be charged with elderly abuse.
I remember when at that special meeting where she walked in and then she walked out, and I'm like, well, where the hell are you going? Like, does everyone just get to leave? It looked like she was about to do it again, but it seems like she might not allegedly want to sit next to Gonzalez. Is that what happened there?
We don't know why she left.
Yeah.
Okay. We just assumed she didn't want to sit next to Gonzalez.
She has to ask, what are we voting on?
Yes, and that is a concern. That should be a concern. What are you here for? I mean, I don't know. So that's another question. When do they decide that it's time, or when is it time to re-elect? I guess is the question. Do you know?
April 1st.
April 1st is when they declare candidacy?
No. Candidates have been able to declare their candidacy since July 30th. Or I'm sorry, that's July 30th is when petitions first became available to get enough signatures.
Okay.
But in most of the villages around here, they will be holding primaries in February. That'll be the case in Dalton.
Okay.
In the township, we don't know if they'll have a primary election before the April 1st general election. Depends on how many people want to run for trustee. Typically, that's pre-selected. The committee man says, okay, there are 4 seats available. Here are the 4 people I want to run. And they go straight to the general election. That's how Darlene Gray Everett became a trustee.
Okay, so I'm sure Tiff is working on who she wants to replace everyone. So here's my thought process. You let me know what you think. Is that the reason why she does things like helping the seniors with technology and knowing how to use Facebook and Instagram and come on out and I'm gonna do it for you is because I think that she is making the phones be for whenever she goes live, it's going to alert them. They're able to come on and see that Tiffany is allegedly doing something. So even if they don't come out, much like what you said, they get line of sight to her because she's always going live. She goes live during events, after events, post it up, and then you'll get an alert on Facebook. You'll get an alert on Instagram. And if they can at least see that, then they're like, oh, look at what Tiffany's doing. Oh, she's the best. Oh my God. I'm sorry I can't make it. That's my thought process. And that's how she's holding some people. Would you agree or disagree?
Agree. Did you hear about her videographer?
We see him. No, what happened?
Well, the previous township videographer, she fired. And incidentally, he was the first person to declare that he was running for township supervisor.
Ah.
But last month, the trustees wanted to amend all of the invoices that they were paying. And they removed someone who was the videographer for all of her parties.
Mm-hmm.
So, show film clips to the seniors of her being happy. The trustees said, no, this is not essential. We don't want to pay him. So he prolonged the meeting, gave us a sob story about how the trustees were driving his family into poverty.
Oh, wait a minute. Was that the man at the end of this last meeting that was running off at the
Emmanuel? But he's now on the payroll. I don't know if he's been paid yet, but Tiffany hired him and gave him a spot in the boardroom to film everything. He was behind a camera on Tuesday.
Yes.
And then he got up to make supposedly public comment.
He basically took the mic away from someone, it looked like. He kind of took over. That's what it seemed like. Let me see where what was his name? Hold on. He was back here running. There he is.
Yeah.
Emmanuel. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love the pettiness of the Lansing Journal. Can we shout out the Lansing Journal, please? Can I just tell you, I love the Lansing Journal. They said, Emmanuel, give him 4 minutes, though he didn't sign in for public comment. Oh my God, I love it. Yeah, he was back here. I don't know if you can see the mouse. He was back here, and then all of a sudden he jumps out, and I'm like, sir, where did you come from? But why do you keep working? If you don't think that you're going to get paid, then why do you keep working? That doesn't make sense to me. But what the hell do I know? Let me play his foolishness.
Right now, I am an employee of the township.
Oh, let me ask you about that too. They keep saying they're employees when an employee like me, where I work, I'm on a payroll and I get paid once a month, twice a month, every other week. He keeps saying he's an employee. He's not really an employee. He's like a contractor or a vendor, correct?
He used to be a contractor, but as soon as Tiffany found out that the trustees wouldn't pay him, she made him an employee.
So employees have to wait until the board meeting to see if they're going to get paid or not?
No, employees are on payroll.
Right.
They will get paid unless the trustees make a specific motion to remove someone from the payroll, if they're even able to, because in some cases, Tiffany has all the say.
So a real employee could not get paid if they decided at the board meeting to not pay them?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why when she says the staff, and I'd be like, I don't think that's the staff, because I get contracted to work. I get paid on the schedule, which is why I was thinking that it was the videographer. They're like contracted people or vendors or something, but she calls them the staff, which would make people think in your head that people who work for 2 weeks, they come to this meeting and then they don't get paid. And I'm like, I just don't think that that is accurate. But in a special place down there in Illinois, sometimes known as Narnia. Let me let this man talk.
As media. Yes. Okay, as media. So everyone understands. Trustees, I want the trustees to understand. As media, before media, I have my own business that we've been running successfully. The Thornton Township was supposed to be just a client. I was supposed to be just a contractor. So the money that I charge the township, I understand the township is very frugal when it comes to paying bills. So I charge way below market value for the services that I provided to the residents.
Sir, we don't care. Sir, we don't care. You charge whatever you charge. You're worth what you're worth. No one feels sorry for you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Did I cut you off? Because he sounds crazy. He's acting like he's doing y'all a favor to video. Sir.
Service, not propaganda.
That's crazy.
Not the trustees, not anything, to the residents. I'm literally showing you guys what your township offers you. This is not about us.
Oh, he's showing the township what they offer you. Isn't that nice of him? These people, like, hold on. Like this. Because you know, Big Tiff is offering freaking cooking now.
You're gonna get the opportunity to cook with me. Yes, you're a super mayor. You're gonna cook all the items in the box, and you're gonna be able to showcase your skills here on live at Thornton Township. We have everything to choose from in the box. Each week will be something different, something awesome, and sometimes we'll even do some desserts. But stay tuned because it's gonna be really, really epic. Ooh, y'all gonna love this. Cookie with Tiff.
Child, cooking with Tiff. I can't. This. Anyway, that when I saw that, I'm like, that was like right after last week's meeting, the special meeting, and I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like, no self-awareness whatsoever. We just gonna push forward regardless of anything and what anyone has to say.
It was an effective distraction.
For sure. I don't listen. I'll be on her page all the time to see what she has to say, just to see ridiculousness. And then the Thornton Township page, and I saw that, and I'm like, no self-awareness whatsoever. That woman just seems like she ain't worried about nothing. What about let me ask you, when you're up here talking and you see her just doodling, which we found out, what goes through your mind, or what did you think about that?
I don't pay any attention to her when I'm speaking.
Good.
I did it the first couple of times, but it's clear that you can't reason with her.
Right.
I've said to her face that Thornton Township would be a wonderful place if we could listen to each other, have a meaningful dialogue. I mean, that's what makes us essentially human.
Right.
When you come across a person who doesn't respond to reason. They respond only to petting, feeding, or a whack in the snout. So that's why I stood up there when the security guards were trying to get me away from the podium. And Tiffany kept saying, "Your time is up." I should have said, "No, your time is up."
Let's take a look at that. That was funny. That was good.
From questioning the attorney or the clerk. I hope, given the time that we had to wait to get into this meeting, the time we had to wait for other meetings, and the time that was taken away from me previously, and my going easy on the supervisor for the last 2 months, I may be able to read the entire one page that's in front of me. If not, I'm happy to get you copies. Anyway, I will continue from where my last comment was cut off. She would not let my wife complete it, so I wanted to continue talking about how at least $550,000 of February's $1 million giveaway was not used for the intended purpose, and how the Attorney General ordered the township to give me the information I requested through FOIA. They still have not. I wanted to mention how the township refuses to state who their FOIA officer is, and how they have made it almost impossible for the Attorney General's office to contact them. I wanted to talk about how the township's IT department no longer lists any email on the township website, nor do they give us any way to contact our trustees. I wanted to mention how the administration monitors emails and text messages between trustees and their constituents. But given the time restraints, instead, I would want to just start answering the number one question that people ask about Thornton Township. Why is Tiffany Henyard still in office? Please bear with me while I try to answer that question. Much of the credit for her successful criminal career goes to her well-connected attorneys. Her preference for the Delgado Law Group, known by many mayors and powerful people in Springfield, is so strong that she fired 2 longtime township employees who opposed hiring Delgado for the school board. But she doesn't.
This biatch. This biatch. I saw someone in the comment section ask what she has. I thought I showed y'all. She's just doodling. She's just making circles, making stick figures or something like that, being very rude. Even the sleepy lawyer is paying attention, and we know he's asleep with his eyes open. She can't even show that much respect, but then she wants to turn around talking about she the beacon of damn light. Girl, you are a pain in my ass, and I don't even live there. I don't even understand. I have to give y'all credit because it could. Oh Lord, I'd have been up there, and the pressers would have took me to jail. I already know.
You know, Michonne, at this point, we're learning how to ignore her, just like she's ignoring us. And at this point, we're just trying to get the facts out so that the people that are supporting her blindly can see that what she's doing is hurting them as well as everyone else. And if we can get that message across to them, then we've done our job.
Not to change the subject, can we talk about grass cutting, please, for a second? What in the world? Is there that much grass growing down there in Thornton Township?
Yes. I don't know how many of your viewers know how Thornton Township originally got in the grass cutting business, but the previous supervisor, Frank Zuccarelli, was very popular, and he had an idea on how to get the youth talking with the seniors. The idea was to go into the high schools and recruit young people for a summer job. He would pay them to go cut the lawns of senior citizens who couldn't do it themselves. And that was a needed service that wasn't provided by the villages or the county. So that was a legitimate function of a township. Well, when Tiffany came into power, she did not recruit the young people aggressively. And so she had to rely on third-party vendors to meet the demand of the seniors who needed their lawns cut and expected to have that service provided by the township. Does that put things in context?
It does, but let me ask you, with regard to the youth, as she calls them, and them being recruited, I thoroughly support that. Who pays for it though? The township still paid for it under Zuccarelli?
Yes.
Okay,
And
so go ahead.
youth weren't paid very much, but they were paid something.
So I guess it was kind of like you get you to be active in doing something that's helpful to the community for $35, $30 for a lawn, which makes sense.
Well,
But
under Zuccarelli, it was more like $16 per lawn.
okay.
The township is paying $35.
Okay. All right. Well, that kind of makes sense when you look at it from that perspective. So because none of the youth allegedly want to do it any longer, I guess now they have to ask contractors to come in, and then there's no request for proposals. So it's just whoever it is that she feels like choosing is basically what's going on.
Well, she hired one vendor, and then at the budget hearings, it was exposed that it was a no bid contract. So then put it out for bid, and selected 3, but they had to talk down 2 of the contractors because they wanted to charge like $45 and $52 per lawn. Eventually, they agreed to $35. What's so crazy about the senior lawn mowing program is the reason the department heads gave for outsourcing it was because they couldn't find enough young people who could pass a drug test.
We heard that.
Do you know who Tiffany pays $100,000 a year to oversee a program for troubled youth?
Come on.
Exactly.
And there's still trouble. When we heard that about the youth couldn't pass a drug test, I'm like, you probably should not put that out there. That sounds crazy. That sounds like there's something going on down there in your town, because that's what I always say. I'm like, Tiffany, this is all your responsibility. Like all of this is your responsibility. Where am I missing the part where you don't see that? To me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let me let Paul finish.
No, that was spending our tax dollars to settle this wrongful termination lawsuits that she invited. Other well-connected attorneys helped her overturn the citizens' recall election in Dalton. Furthermore, Thornton Township spends $20,000 per month on lobbying, public relations, and political consulting. $5,000 per month goes to the mentor of the chairman of the state Senate's appropriation committee. Frank Zuccarelli only paid him $4,000 a month. $5,000 a month goes to a media consultant called Whitley Agency. I know that they take PayPal, give them credit card statements this township has. Look at the great job they did advising her on the last 2 Saturdays campaign events in Dalton. $10,000 per month goes to Cornerstone Government Affairs for political consulting. Now that's an interesting one. In February, when the supervisor was in Roland Martin's studio, there was a meeting here anyway. Several of these invoices were on $10,000.
Your time is up, sir. Sorry.
Trustee Gonzalez asked what they were for. No one in the room could tell
Your
you.
time is up.
3 of the trustees
Your time is up.
voted
3 minutes.
to approve them anyway.
Hello. Your time is up.
Cornerstone's website shows that the leader of the Illinois team was
Your time is up.
advisor to Michael Madigan,
Who in that
the
person?
longtime political director of the Democratic Caucus in the Illinois House of Representatives.
Alma Price. Your time is up.
Tell her
Your time is up. Your time is up. 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes. You're on in 4 minutes. You're on in 4 minutes.
Paul Woods and Louis Lacey.
Your time is up. You got it. Your time is up. Your time is up, sir. Sir, your time is up, sir.
Go ahead, keep talking.
Sir, your time is up.
Once disaster struck.
Your time is up, sir. Your time is up. Your time is up. You guys don't have no order. You get 3 minutes. Your time is up. What's the person said, Elma?
To the Democratic Party of Illinois.
Elma Price. Elma Price, you're next. Your time is up, sir. You have 4 minutes. Your time is up. Yes, it is.
Protection in the spring.
Excuse me, your time is up.
Law enforcement agencies. Actually.
Your time is up. Okay, security, time is up, security. It's time is up, security. Security, your time is up. Thank you, guys.
Shout out to Paul, y'all. Listen. The way that she runs off at the mouth, I need somebody to give her a timer, because when she was carrying on about that damn credit card, girl, shut up. We are tired of hearing your mouth. But can I ask you for, if you can see the mouse, this guy right here, when he came up the first time, did he say anything to you? Do you know this guy?
The tall security guy?
No, not the good looking oppressor. No shade. The first one, this one.
No, he didn't say anything.
Because he came over, I think he put his hand on your back, but he didn't say anything to you?
No.
Shout out to him. We got to give oppressors credit where credit is due, everyone, okay? Because he tired of it too. That's what I'm going to have to say. So what did the good-looking oppressor say when he came over?
Oh, he smiled at me. I looked at him and said, hey, I'm almost done. And so he took a little step back.
To finish.
It looked like he was with it. They both kind of looked like they were with it, and then he finally pulled the mic back, because I don't know. Shout out to him too. Everyone, we gotta give credit where credit is due. You know, oppressors get a bad rap. The oppressor, we not talking about Lacey here. We talking about the good-looking oppressor and the elder oppressor who we see at all these meetings. We don't know their name, but at least we know that they're kind of, we will say, on our side. So shout out to them. We're going to give oppressors credit where credit is due. But you and we were cheering, like, we loved it. We loved it. You continuing to go. You continuing to not be intimidated. But it was like, I wonder what they said, but it doesn't look like they're doing anything. So I guess they're okay with it, but it's good to get your confirmation.
Actually, the tall one, Sean, he looked at me and he was telling my husband, you all can finish. I'll let you finish. But when the short guy came, he was like, okay, you got to go. It was like he didn't want anyone to know that he was really trying to root for our side, wanted Paul to finish, but you know, he had to do his job at the same time.
Of course. But that's information that I feel that people need to know, you know, since the officers seemingly get a bad rap all the time.
And then when it was all done, I was honored that the Lansing Journal wanted to publish the part of my statement that I couldn't read. So that's out there for the public.
Oh my goodness. Paul, you be putting some thought into those daggone statements that you be making. So maybe we can get you to start, get Mrs. Roberts to go second and somebody else to go third to get it all out. I don't know. But when you do stuff and when you speak, it's so pointed, it makes sense. Like when we read your letter to Pritzker, Fred Flintstone is what we call him, which everybody loved. They really loved all of that too, just as a FYI.
Well, I wasn't very happy with my comment on Tuesday. If I had more time, it would have been shorter. But I put some time into helping Jennifer with her statement. She wrote it, and I just corrected it grammatically. And I had a real tough act to follow. You notice that they called me up right after hers.
Yes.
Hers was well edited and mine was not.
Oh, well, we were going to see her next. Do you all have a Cash App?
Nope.
Okay, just FYI. So people would love to support you. All of us support you. So if that ever changes, let us know. We're going to go to Mrs. Roberts' statement, which was, it was pretty... It was I don't know what the word is, but it was like, oh my God. We were like, oh my God, this is not what we expected to be hearing from you. So appreciate your openness and candidness, and you know, sorry for what you and your daughter have had to endure. But let's listen to that.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. When I was a child, from the ages of 9 through 11, I was sexually molested by close family members. I was made to believe that if I said something, no one would believe me. I became silent. My voice was lost in a sea of depression. I experienced low self-esteem, loss of identity, became unsure of who I was or who I would become. When I became a mother of a beautiful girl, I vowed that what happened to me would never happen to her. But unfortunately, as a single working mom, I could not protect her from the generational curse that plagued my family. I often think about if I could change back time, and if my baby girl, who is now 32 years old, would have felt safe enough to tell me what was happening to her, what I would have done to those who abused her. Vanilla Dukes was sexually assaulted on a Thornton Township sponsored trip, allegedly by Andrew Holmes, who is still on your board, Tiffany, and Dalton. Instead of protecting her, you fired her and kept her violator as your ally. He is one of many criminals working for you. Your boyfriend, Kamal Woods, is drawing a generous salary for a position he has yet to report on. However, he allegedly felt the need to put his hands on Nate Fields Jr. less than a week ago. Is that part of why he was hired at the township? Why is it that you would rather have criminals to defend you as opposed to providing counseling for those who have been abused sexually, mentally, or physically? Isn't it better to spend tax dollars on services to silent residents with low self-esteem needs and stand up on your campaign events like Taste of Thornton Township and Big Bingo? And January, in this very room, Tiffany, you told the world that you are Dr. Martin Luther King's dream. Did you forget that his dream was that someday people would be judged by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin? I will leave you with this thought. All nightmares come to an end, and so will this one.
That was awesome sauce. Oh my God. All of us are like, oh my God, this is not what we were expecting. What made you want to give all that information, if I may ask?
In order to understand someone who's been through a sexual assault or been molested, you have to have experienced it yourself. And so when the Vanilla Duke story came out, that resonated with me because not only have I been through it, but my child, who's 30 years old, have been through it and felt like she had to be silent for so long. My mother also experienced that. So it is a generational curse throughout my family that I am trying to break, that is needed to be broken. So I did not want anyone to forget Vanilla Duke's horror, her nightmare, because things are so easily swept under the rug. Andrew Holmes needs to reap what he has sown, and I'm going to make sure that that happens. I'm going to make sure that that happens for every woman, every man, every girl, every boy, get the justice that they so badly need. And the fact that we have a criminal that is governing two governments, it's my duty.
Right.
Yes, someone says that just a minute ago that this is a mother's spirit. Yes, it is. It is definitely a mother's spirit. I have found my voice for so long as a pastor's kid, Michonne. I had to remain silent. I am no longer remaining silent. I want Vanilla Dukes to get her justice, that she is so needed. And I'm not.
Agree. Agree. Can I also say that I think that I do agree with you, where it's kind of like Fania's story is going by the wayside, I guess, is kind of what you would, or how I would put it. How is she doing? Let me ask you if you happen to know. And if not, that's fine. Do you know?
Personally, so I can't speak on, exactly how she's doing. It seems like she's trying to get on with her life.
Mm-hmm.
But, as any person, woman, man, child that has been through a sexual assault, it is a daily thing that you're trying to focus on life and try not to think about that. So I'm pretty sure that that's what's happening. But as far as legally, we can't speak on that because we don't know.
We met for the first time outside the door of Dalton Village Hall the day of a meeting there, which was the same day that she made her public statement. And previous to that, she had anonymously gone to the South Holland police station to give, and South Holland police was supposed to be working on an investigation with the Las Vegas police, where the alleged crime took. I don't think anything has really happened. And coincidentally, after Thursday's special meeting, Kamal Woods took Nate Fields out into the hall, pushed him up against a wall, and went to the same police station to file a report. And there are rumors that they're not doing anything with that. And we hope that does go somewhere. So Jennifer wanted to tie that into her state.
Yeah, we got to continue to make noise. Yeah.
Also.
If the people don't let it go, then they cannot let it go. So if we can bring light to it, then they have to do something about it. J.B. Prisker, Kwame Raoul, all of these people, they got to wake up, and we're going to make sure that they do.
No, I agree, but I also agree that let me just say, I should say that I love the fact that people are starting to point that out, because we've been saying, like, the whole damn governor, oh, well, Lori's handling it. Lori ain't nobody, no shade, but she has no authority to do anything. You do. You could say something. You could talk to her. I'm assuming you could say, straighten it up. We're about to have DNC. You're making the state look bad. Keep your crap to yourself. I've been reading that Illinois is one of the most corrupt states. Like not just in, for Dalton, Thornton Township, like the whole damn state, and many articles that are coming my way. Not that we didn't know that already, but I feel like this thing with Big Tiff is making it even worse. It's making worldwide news, even though I feel like it's ramping down, because when I'm in the Dalton Politics page on Facebook, there are a lot of people with a lot of opinions, and that's fine. And I know that they have concerns with YouTubers. And I made a video to say, because I usually ignore it. I see it, I ignore it. And I was like, if you didn't have YouTubers talking about this originally, it wouldn't have went anywhere, because nobody gave a damn. And I said, and if you take a look now, the only time you hear from anyone is when there's a meeting. This is the only time you hear from anyone, and it's usually Chicago stations, not necessarily anyone else the way that it used to be. So if you didn't have us continuing to talk about it, who would have eyes on it? And people come to YouTube to get news more so than they do the regular news. So, you can shoot your own self in the foot by continuing to talk smack. Now, I'm not... I know plenty of stuff gets directed at me. I know plenty of stuff gets directed at other people, and that's fine. I don't care, because when Tiff says y'all don't talk about the good stuff, I'm like, girl, I talk about all of it. So I'm trying to understand why it is you're not giving me my credit. You talking about I owe you money. You might owe me money. That's why everybody knows about the food. When she was chopping down trees, allegedly, the chitlins, like all the crap, the free gas, like. All of it. It's crazy. It is crazy, the amount of stuff that's been going on, and that's continued to be allowed to be going on. While I'm saying, y'all worrying about YouTubers, you need to be worrying about this election that's coming up. You need to be worrying about the election for Big Tiff for supervisor, the one for Dalton, and who you're going to bring in, and who is viable, and who should go in, and what it is that they're thinking about. Instead of worrying about YouTubers that continue to allow your story to be forefront in front of more people than otherwise if we weren't. That would be shout out to Nate the lawyer, Hannibal is hungry, Go Political, and plenty of other people. You all can drop their names if you know, that continue to talk about it. And I think that that's a positive thing myself. I don't know how
all in the queue is one of them as well.
All in the queue. Okay, I never even heard of that one. Yeah. It's a lot. Even if it's smaller ones, bigger ones, and everything, it continues to shine the light because I still think it's ridiculous. And I do think personally, now this is just me, you let me know what you think, that Big Tiff could get reelected because all these seniors still seem like they support her. What do you think?
Well, yeah, we need greater voter turnout in 2025 elections.
For sure.
I may have said it here before, but I've been an election judge, and in the off years, people just aren't inspired enough by any candidate to come out and vote, whether it's for village trustee or township trustee. But if there aren't very many people voting, then you can afford to buy enough votes to win.
And not all seniors are naive. There are some that are going to this bingo game just to get or receive free gifts that they think are free. They don't understand that they're paying for these gifts that she's giving them. But there are some that we have heard from that are just not for Tiffany at all.
Right.
So don't be fooled by the crowd that you see, because I don't, in my heart, and in reality, and what we hear from others, Tiffany will not be in those seats.
So we from the outside looking in. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and go with what you're saying. Our fingers crossed. Hope that is absolutely the truth, because this is all just crazy. Just listening to them and watching the bingo and the book bags and the Thornton Township taste of Kiki and Jay, what's his name? Like I said to the listeners, subscribers, I'm like, why do we know all this? Like, why do we? This is just like a Boondocks episode that just will not end. It just will not end. Go ahead.
I think Tiffany may have heard my question to Governor Pritzker. I mean, I keep asking, how outrageous does she have to be? How, what corruption will it take to get the Attorney General's attention and to get the governor's attention? And she keeps doubling down.
Yes. And even the lieutenant governor, which someone pointed out as well, can't think of her name off the top of my head. She's not saying anything. Kim Fox is not saying anything. But the people who are running for office aren't saying anything either. So they had a close race for the new DA. Because we watched that for that's going to take Kim Fox's place. It's like down to one man and one woman. I forget their name on Democratic side. How come those people who are trying to get elected aren't coming down to at minimum, say this is not right. I'm here. I'm supportive. We're going to do this for nothing. Or has someone come down and we just don't know about it?
We haven't heard a statement.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it either.
See, y'all, everybody, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, this is stuff we got to pay attention to. We are in the middle of an election year. Like, of course, we don't expect Kamala to come out, okay? But the people locally, they're not saying anything. They're not even saying anything. This is crazy. We see what it is. One of the other funny things, okay, was this time when Michael DOTTS came to speak. Did you all plan that in advance? Let us know.
No.
Spontaneous. We were trying to figure out who was the first person to stand up and leave.
I don't know.
Why it was so epic, Miss Sean, because we were all on one accord.
I was afraid that Tiffany had planned to let her private security guards know that she was going to do something disruptive to get the crowd shouting. So they would try to clear the room before a critical vote by the trustees. Instead, she invited Michael Smith to public comment, and he cleared the room.
He did what Lacey could not do. I'm going to go ahead and play it only for that because this is the funniest part. I'm going to say the funniest part. Look at that. This is the first lady. Shout out to her. Shout out to those two women. I don't know if you know them.
Nope.
Okay, so if you see them again, tell them that 29,000 people said shout out to them for sure, for sure.
Okay, Mike, 1 second. Go to the mic. She's gonna start it. All right, go ahead.
It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbled, or where the doer of the deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives diligently, who errs, who comes short again and
this man right here, when he got up and was shaking his head, I cried. I'm like, oh my God, this is, I loved it. A lot of people I've never seen before also just said they even know we've had enough of this BS, especially from him when he can't even spell. Like, come on now, sir. And then he's reading this, I think it was a speech from someone that he was reading. It's like, sir, you can't even spell.
And we don't put out the good things that is happening. But you guys got to connect the dots. DOTTS.
What?
Dots.
Crazy. Just crazy.
again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming.
You want me to publish it?
But who does actually strive to do the deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotion, spends himself in a worthy cause. Who at the best knows in the end the triumph of the achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never.
Look, even the trustee lady is leaving. She said, "I'm out of here, Darlene."
Yep.
Girl, she's sneaking out along with everyone else. That's crazy.
Even those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. My message tonight to all of the residents of Thornton Township.
We don't want to hear all that. We saw what we needed to see. We do not want to hear that again. So anybody that happened to miss it, that was not planned. They just basically was this was an awesome meeting, let me just say. But this was the best right here, walking out on this daggone man who has the nerve and the audacity. I did agree with one thing that he said, that people need to learn government. But I also said that why don't your boss teach that lesson as opposed to cooking with Tiff and Kiki and Jay Holiday and all that type stuff. She won't do that because she likes that people don't necessarily know. But there's some new information that's coming out about how I'm a little confused as to what's coming out. I was sent some documentation that's basically saying that you can't really hold more than one office in your area. So her being supervisor and being mayor is against the rules. I don't know if you've heard about that. That's been starting to circulate.
Yes.
We've heard about it, and we're diving deeper into it because we want to be factual. We don't want to give out, information that's, not true.
Right. Right. Yeah. Somebody sent it to me and I was like, this is very technical. I need to see if I can find one of the lawyers to come back to go through it because I'm not that smart. So, but one of the things that I've said for a while, I'm like, how the hell is this even possible? It's like so much overlap. You're on this township, you are on that township, you're a trustee here, you a Dalton School Board 295 person over there. It's like, I know the town is small, but there's a lot of overlap to me. it seems like it's what is the word? And I won't say illegal, but improper. Maybe that's the right word. I'm not sure. So I look forward to hearing, once you look through it, what it is that you all have to say and what it is that you find, because I said it's not surprising to me. Yeah. Excuse me. Let me see what else was on here that I wanted to talk about. I think there was a supporter, but I think it may have been cut off. Weren't there a couple of supporters that came and you guys were going, so you don't know. From the elderly crew, the seniors that had come through and still said that this woman is wonderful, much like last week with the ladies who I'm assuming she had holed up and didn't take them home until they came through to say this woman is wonderful. Would you say that those are clearly not the people that will go against her, or are they just doing it because of what they're getting right now?
Well, there aren't very many of her supporters who show up at board meetings. On Thursday, there were about 30 people waiting outside the boardroom in the hallway. A lot of them wanted to come in and make public comment against Tiffany, but she had told seniors to come upstairs after Big Bingo because the evil trustees were trying to take Big Bingo and some of these other programs away from them. So a few seniors did come upstairs, but they couldn't wait for Tiffany to finish her bloviating speech.
Her tantrum, yeah.
Her tantrum. So they just left, and only about 3 of them actually came into the boardroom last Thursday. There was a small group of Tiffany supporters sitting in the back corner on Tuesday, and you only heard from maybe 2 of them.
Yeah, I think so. We about was done with it by that time, because like you said, it started an hour later. We're sitting here watching two meetings go on. I thought they were going to do it by live stream Zoom or something like that until she finally came downstairs and allowed the meeting to go. From what I understand, the clerk has to be present.
Yes.
Okay. In order to take notes.
Unfortunately for Tiffany, her senior supporters spoke after Michael Smith, so hardly anyone in the room heard them.
That is true. That is true. We know how to clear a room now moving forward. So I'm trying to think about some of the other things from that night. But I think those were the major things, is your speeches, which were awesome sauce, and Nate actually. So he said that he did go to the police, and I think you said that too, and they're not really taking it seriously. Allegedly, is that what we can infer from?
We haven't heard.
Yeah.
But I just know that he did file a police report.
So that's the other thing. If the oppressors aren't helping, there's a lot of people that have been in the comments saying that they reached out to the state police, I guess, state, to try to come in and help. And it seems like they know they're saying stuff like, we're aware of the situation. This is only based on comments I've seen on my videos. We're aware of the situation and we're looking into it. We're aware of the situation and we're looking into it. I'm assuming no one has heard any look into it, allegedly.
Jennifer and I spent about an hour and a half trying to call every county and state law enforcement agency that we could think of when Tiffany, Kamal, Lacey, and a locksmith returned to the Dolphin station. Someone described it as a standoff. And Tiffany promoted Lacey to police chief after his guns were taken away from him. And we tried calling 911, the county sheriff, the Illinois State Police.
Everybody.
No one was willing to assist. So my conclusion was no one wants to police the police.
Great. That's crazy. So that's about what we heard. So I also want to go over 2 more public comments if you have time. One of which is Gardis Watts' statement. Now, I know from before that you all were all cool. Now, I don't know if that's still the case or not. Are you okay with commenting on this?
We don't have a problem with Gardis at all.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, we don't have a problem with anyone. We try to stay out of that, Michonne. It
Good.
doesn't have anything to do with us.
Okay, awesome. Because
Gardis
I agree with you.
Kamal.
I'm sorry, say again?
Gardis once protected me against Kamal.
I think I remember that. Yes. I think that may have been the meeting that Mrs. Roberts didn't attend. Right. And I think she gave you parameters to bring your ass home and don't be hanging out with these.
I was so happy to see the artist was with me, walking me out to my car after the meeting.
Yeah, and given what we just heard about Nate, that was not an overstand at all. But let's listen to what Gardis has to say, because I agree with some of the things that he says. I know that a lot of shout out to everybody who is here, but I'm talking to you coloreds right now. Y'all know that you don't allow other people to go against you. If Roland says it, if Ricky says it, if Joy says it, we all supposed to go along with it. And then if we don't, then we are allegedly white supremacists talking white supremacist talking points. You don't like black people, blah, 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 all that foolishness. There's a lot of that going on around here where just because you don't agree with me and I don't agree with you, that there's something wrong with you. But my opinion don't matter. Yours is more important than mine. So if people don't want to just sit around here talking about Tiffany all day, which we do it, y'all. We do it because it's fun and it's funny, but we don't live there. So it's a completely different look for us. But after a while, it's like, all right, talking about her ain't enough. What is going on? Because no one's doing anything. We can't just sit around here just talking about her all the damn time. We can fit it in. Trust me, we'll always fit it in. But at the same time, what is the freaking solution? Why is this not moving forward? And that's why it's like, so who's running for office? Why didn't they say anything? Why isn't the governor saying anything? Why isn't Kwame saying anything? So we're actually over here trying to go out further to say, look at all this and make sure you look at this type of stuff in your community, because it could turn around and somehow, some way be you. Maybe not this bad, but it could be something. And you need to be able to see that your politicians who you want to put all this faith in, when they offer you nothing, and then turn around and say that it's not right, it's not fair, and it's white supremacy, discrimination, and racism when you weren't paying attention to begin with. That's just general. So let me go ahead and play what he has to say, and then whoever's after him, I forget who's after him.
Greetings, Madam Supervisor, trustees, administrators, residents. As this administration continues to attempt to spin the narrative of how well they're doing, the township continues to descend into madness. The presence of the supervisor has created a toxic environment where political figures and administrators have used unethical tactics for intimidation and harassment. You have also given the license to your subordinates to use these tactics to attempt for character assassination. In my hands are 2 FOIA requests by Mr. Keith Price, which was filed this past May to my former employer here in the township and my current employer at the school district, asking for everything personal, including disciplinary writings. Mr. Price is here. I don't have disciplinary writings. This type of behavior has also given non-resident opportunities to a license to act as predators when they present themselves as advocates and activists. One particular make-believe activist that goes by the name of Jedediah Brown. Watch your mouth. He has a video on YouTube channel telling his followers that he sent investigators to my job, asking about me and my coworkers, telling them that people at my job don't like me. They don't. I guess since his secret friend Keith Price came up empty, he has to come up with some unsubstantiated narratives in an attempt to ruin my reputation. And there are plenty of stories of people who have been overnight amateur investigators when they're nothing but small-time hooligans. Over the past 3 months, friends have become enemies, and enemies have become friends. I'm showing your brain right now. To the supervisor, what you have done here cannot be blamed on fake news. FBI subpoenas and grand juries are not the fault of the media. To the residents of this township, I sincerely urge you to find within yourselves to help change the direction of the township. Whether you vote out the supervisor and the entire trustee board. Yay! Something needs to change soon. There are legislators in the Illinois General Assembly still itching to abolish the township in the state. And if this type of government that the Thornton Township is going to have from this point on, then what's to stand in their way? If we keep this up, they will come and burn it down.
What did y'all think of his speech? I loved it, personally.
I agree with all of it, but I wish that he hadn't mentioned Jedediah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that we need to remain focused on what we're fighting for. And I think that when we bring in other stuff that has nothing to do with the issue at hand, that takes us off focus and it gets lost.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's my stance on it.
Agree. I definitely think that he made some great points. I don't disagree with you. You see how some people started to be upset about that, but I also see he wants to bring it up because he has been allegedly attacked personally. I'm not really sure. I'm just going by what he says. But when he said, I just got to say this, I don't live there, vote everybody out, I totally agree. I just totally agree, because I feel like some people are forgetting that initially these people were going along with what was happening. And in my opinion, they're only changing their ways because now the FBI is involved. That's just my thought process. I don't know if you had any thoughts about that.
Oh, agreed. When Tiffany was on Roland Martin's show in late February, she told Roland that, everything's cool in the township. There's only one trustee who ever votes against me. And that was accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Then the feds dropped off subpoenas at Thornton Township at the end of April. And during the month of May,
mm-hmm.
exactly the two trustees who were named in that subpoena decided to do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
Darlene's name was not in the subpoena,
mm-hmm.
and she's still a staunch Tiffany supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't even think about Darlene, but we definitely remember Jerry and Carmen in there. Right. And then Carmen just kind of told on herself the other day when she says, you don't know, I was in many a room, and right. I know and I remember, and I'm like, okay, self-snitch. That's what it sounds like to me. So, and I'm always saying this, and I know that that's the reason why, a lot of people don't particularly care for me, and that's fine. But a lot of people don't like the truth. This is the truth. I'm not making it up. You only saw the change based off of the timeline that you just gave, Paul, and you are absolutely right. Because I said, well, how was she getting all this done up until now? And why were all these people going through? So if you didn't have the threat of the FBI in here, where would you be right now? Maybe they're doing the right thing and you can support them, I guess. But remember that when re-election time comes up, why would you want to put these same people back in here? And I don't know that many people are looking at it that way, because I see all this, we support you, we're going to pray for you. I'd be like, child, you're doing what you should have been doing long ass time ago. You don't get credit for what you should be doing. But that's just me.
And I'm pretty sure, Ms. Shawn, that a lot of people are looking at it that way. But at this point, we have to remain focused on getting Tiffany out.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to invite any unwanted distractions right now.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing in, other people, as Gardis was saying, that needs to stay out. We need to continue to focus on Tiffany, her criminal actions, the people that she has around her. We need the people to see that this is what's happening, not the other stuff.
Well, the easy part is getting rid of Tiffany. Everyone is, or the majority of the people here are agreed on that.
Okay.
The difficult part is finding a replacement who can't morph into the same thing. Finding, public servants who aren't in it just for themselves to get rich off of tax dollars and become famous.
For sure, anybody that takes over is going to become famous immediately just for that.
Right.
Beating her.
But it'd be nice if a public servant could get elected.
Well, I guess we'll see soon who the heck the other candidates will be. Hopefully there will be more so that there are some options. And hopefully it's not going to be a split vote, because that's something to take into consideration as well, you know, so that it takes away. Are there any Republicans, do you all know, down there that run for anything, or is it just all Democrats? It looks like no.
I was judge for the primary this year. And here, approximately half of the voters were Republican.
In Lansing, where we live now.
Right. But Lansing is not representative of Thornton Township as a whole. There is an official Republican of Thornton Township organization. But I don't know how often they meet. They certainly don't make statements like the Democrats of Thornton Township.
Well, it's good to know they're there, I guess. I guess the odds are that they wouldn't be elected in any of those positions, though, since it's highly democratic, sorry. Allegedly. Who is after Gardis? It is Trina Downs, who is allegedly running for mayor. I mean, she did announce her candidacy, and we did cover it. Don't know how serious it is. Trina, if you're here, listen, you announced it on Facebook. Now, did you put in the paperwork, child? We need to know what's real. All right, so let's hear her.
Trina Downs.
Okay. I'll wait until I read it. And so, if anybody read while I'm speaking, I call the Attorney General for a open violation on intimidation and harassment.
Let's talk to your text.
I'll wait. So I want everybody to make this make sense to me. You're concerned about the spending at Thornton Township. You're trying to put her on a credit card that she does not want. Why would you do that? Also, she has a $3,000, right? She can write as many $3,000 checks as she wants with no cap here in Thornton Township. Why hasn't anyone created an ordinance to stop that or limit the amount of checks? That's the same thing that goes on in Dalton. She can write as many $5,000 checks as she wants without board approval. Just like here, she can write as many $3,000 denomination checks as she wants without board approval. So why haven't you guys done anything to cap that? Carmen, I'm glad you spoke, because you spoke about the supervisor being bonded and us having nothing to worry about. Seeing that you have a background that's been posted numerous times in check fraud, as well as Keith Freeman having a felony background, you two should be bonded as well for the protection of Thornton Township. Anybody with a criminal background should be bonded in any municipal job that there is. And she's bonded. Then you hear them say she's bonded. I'm asking for all criminals to be bonded. Thank you so much. Now, furthermore, who is? Right. Okay. Now, the board wants proper spending to be made. You guys tabled the budget, but for 4 months, from April to August, you had substantial amount of time to take out whatever you need to take out of the budget and have this budget passed. You cannot control spending if you don't have a budget. How do you do that? How do you know what's going to be allotted where? And you tabled it to an unknown date and time. And Ms. Robertz answered the question to why the Linnea Dukes lawsuit is against Thornton Township, because that was a Thornton Township sanctioned trip. And for a long time, I've been confused in media because it seems like that was a Dalton sanctioned trip. So all of this co-mixing of governments, co-mingling, co-mixing, however I choose to state it, right? And you guys have a lot to say about how she speaks and how she's educated. So I suggest you guys pay attention to District 205 because that's where she was educated. In District 205, where they have a disparity in learning in their school. So all you criminals get bonded.
So listen, she sounds like she knows what she's talking about. What did you think of what she said?
I agreed with everything that she said.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. She's very knowledgeable. And, you know, a lot of people like to say negative things about Trina, but I'm going to tell you something. Whenever she speaks, my ears are open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree.
So
she made a very simple comment at a recent Thornton Township meeting in the small room. She told Tiffany, you ignore the voice of the people. If you allow the voice of the people in these meetings, everything else will resolve itself. And it's out the door.
Shout out.
Person.
So did everyone know that she had this unlimited amount to spend of $1,000 or $3,000 or whatever the amount?
No one, I guess the $5,000 limit in Dalton had been discussed before, but unlimited check writing ability for up to $3,000 was news for me.
What about did you know that Tiff was bonded?
Yes.
Is the rest of the board, if you know, supposed to be bonded?
Elected officials are required.
And that was not done.
Well, no, it's a surety bond.
A surety.
Right. I think that Thornton Township paid Liberty Mutual for Tiffany's surety bond, and that has a $15 million limit. And I just confirmed yesterday that it was renewed, and it's valid through February of next year.
So does the township pay for that, I'm sure?
Yes.
Of course.
But it guarantees that Tiffany upholds her oath of office.
Fail.
Well, it'll take quite a lawyer to prove otherwise.
Okay, maybe Bert can do it. I feel like there's only two lawyers in town, Bert Oldelson and his company and Delgado and their company. The discussion about the budget, which we were there for that as well, and it still hasn't been approved. What do you all think about that?
They're working on it. Seriously. I think that a reasonable budget will be presented to the supervisor in the next week.
And
she wants it to happen right away, but no way is she going to get her proposed budget.
So in other words, she's not going to get what she wants, is what you're saying?
No. Majority of the trustees want to present a balanced budget. And the one that she hid from the public, and then the Lansing Journal presented in May of this year, would have put the township $12 million further into the red.
Did you all know that allegedly there was a criminal record on the trustees on the board besides Tiffany? Allegedly. That's new information. Carmen Carlisle, to be exact, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's one bad check to a department store 18 years ago.
Oh, okay. So people are making it seem like it's like, you know, a regular occurrence or whatever. Like she does it regularly, but okay, 18 years ago, anybody could write a bad check. Okay. All right, well then that's good. That's good to know. Thank you for the information. I'm thinking that's all I wanted to talk about as far as that is concerned. And we appreciate your time. I don't want to keep you. It's been an hour and a half. Anything that you all want to get out or let us know or let us be aware of or anything?
No, we just want to say thank you, Michonne, for bringing us on to help shed light on what's going on here in Thornton Township and Dalton. and to ask your supporters to continue to support us in our fight, because it's not over yet, but we're praying that it will be over soon.
We enjoy you continuing to inject your sense of humor into this political disaster.
Thank you. Thank you both, as always, so much. Everyone, please say thank you to the Roberts in the comments. Thank you so much for your time. If you ever need me, reach out. You already know how to. Anytime you can come on, everyone will look forward to it. We appreciate you, and we're here to support in any old way that we can. We'll keep talking about it, good, bad, old, new, all that type stuff. I don't have a problem with it. So thank you for spending a part of your Saturday with us, and we will see you soon. Next meeting for sure.
Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Everybody, please say thank you to the Roberts again. Make sure that you hit the like button, subscribe if you are new. That was a lot. But good information from people who are already there. You know that we put our own spin on things and we come up with what it is that we think based off of what it is that we see. But it's good to get it from people who are basically there in the meetings, in the fray, at the whatever you call the protest and outside. And it's crazy. It's very different from if you're there and if you're on the outside looking in. So hopefully it'll reach more people, because we're going to keep talking about it. I don't care what anybody else said. We're going to continue to talk about it. So shout out to everyone who was here. That's all I got for y'all today, but we'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. We're going to maybe do Crime is Down, because there was a lot of crime going on while the DNC was happening that it seems like a lot of news stations seem to not cover so much. But now that they're gone, maybe they will get back to it. So again, shout out to every single last one of you. I appreciate you. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you are new. I will see you all in the next one.
You got on y'all breast, booty, thighs, lips. That's the worm on the hook.
Breast, booty, thighs, lips. That's the worm on the hook, y'all, in case you didn't know. Breast, booty. Booty, thighs, breast, booty, thighs, breast, booty, thighs, breast, booty, thighs. Thighs.